Okay, good morning, everyone. Today's date's Monday, March the 9th. We have a quorum. We'll welcome our visitors, and if you'll please rise for the pledge of allegiance, followed by the prayer. I pledge allegiance to the flag, of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Commissioner Williams, will you please lead us in the prayer?
Yes. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this day that you have granted us. Father, be with us as we go through this spring season that's upon us. Father, be with us and guide us and direct us in all our actions here today. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Prayers to the Holtzfall family. Everyone else who's in need. Okay, number 2, review and act on minutes of February 23rd and February 23rd workshop.
I have a couple just quick, easy ones. The first minutes down agenda item number 11, precinct 4, that should be 38. 538. And then on the second on the workshop one, number 5, I guess first full paragraph, it says yellow cabinet located at precinct 1, it should be precinct 4.
Okay. Ms. Joy got those?
Yes.
Okay. Commissioners, anything else on the minutes of those two deals?
I make a motion that we approve the minutes as corrected.
Motion has been made by Commissioner Williams to approve the minutes. Changes? We have corrected the amendment. Changes. And a second by Commissioner Head. All those in favor of approving the minutes, those two different deals, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Number 3, audience of individuals. Any individuals here to speak today?
No.
Okay. Okay, number 4, review and act on accounts payables. Commissioners, we'll go through the accounts payables.
On the shared equipment deal, the $4,000 repair ended up being $5,800 when they got in there to do the brakes. All the wheel seals were gone. So they had to do wheel seals too, because you won't do any good to put brakes on without doing wheel seals, so they ran about 1,800 more than what it was supposed to run.
And that's on which piece of equipment?
The Kinsworth haul trucks.
And on the other one, that shared equipment, that $30 from Napa. Craig, you signed for it. It says Kubota binder or grinder. $30, but it doesn't say. Didn't y'all replace a switch?
I think it was a switch that
Hey,
we,
well, it's got Kubota written on it. That's what scares me. I didn't know.
yeah, they replaced the switch that was out.
But not on the Kubota.
No,
Yeah, okay. So it's mislabeled on the receipt. Okay. Okay.
Okay, motion been made by Commissioner Head, approve the accounts payables.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Sullivan. All those in favor of approving accounts payable, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Gentlemen, consent agenda, all the different reports from all the different departments. Again, everybody had a busy month. See if you have any questions or comments on the consent agendas.
I do not know, Judge, you might know, but I sent a question to the treasurer, but I do not see she's on, but do you know what on her report, the HAVA grant fund is?
What reports?
The treasurer's report.
No.
It says HAVA grant. We haven't used that in a little while. Did y'all? It's in the negative.
We just need to submit some receipts and then we're gonna get money. We were awarded, I think, 32,000.
Okay.
At a 20% matching.
It's 2,500 in the red.
Right, that was for a laptop.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you. Of course, there was the vehicle registration office. That was an amazing amount there. Did y'all see that? 170,000.
They must be getting their tags in February.
Everybody, yeah, must have.
It'll be later in January and then you're late.
And then the only other one I noticed was the EMS,
Was down. Little.
but their average time is 18 minutes. That's getting scary high. I think that the contract is fine for the 5 minutes, but I don't remember what the county was. I'll have to double check on that one.
Okay.
Like February had 8 septic permits. That's way up.
Yeah, and Annette said the other day, everybody wants them done right now. I guess we're gonna talk about the others later, so that's that. Okay. I make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Motion has been made by Commissioner Williams to approve the consent agenda. Second by Commissioner Head. All those in favor of approving the consent agenda, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it unanimously. Okay, action agenda number 5, consider an act on audit report from Eckert and Company for fiscal year ended September 30th, 2025. And good morning, Mr. Wayne Barr of Eckert and Company. How are you today, sir?
Good morning. How are you?
Can you hear us okay, first off?
Yes, sir. You?
Yes, sir. I think you're coming in loud and clear.
All right. Very good.
Barr, we appreciate all the work you do for us, and I'll turn it over to you, sir.
Okay. Well, good morning. We're going to just spend a few minutes as it relates to the audit for the fiscal year ended September 30th, 25. So if you would turn a few pages in to the first letterhead page. And it says Independent Auditors Report. So basically, in a nutshell, what this report says is your financial statements are presented fairly in all material respects. So this is a good, clean opinion. We did not have any issues that we had to report as a negative, if you will, in the audit this year. So it's a good, clean opinion. And I'm going to hit highlights of the audit. So over on page 4, this is just what we call management's discussion and analysis. It's summary information. We're not going to spend any time here, but it's summary information of the information in the audit. Where we really want to start this morning is on page 9. Page 9 is a financial statement that incorporates all of the funds of the county into one financial statement. The only thing it excludes is your tax office, your clerk's office, the JP office, things of that nature. Those are required to be reported separately from this. So that first page on 9 is your assets, liabilities. And then on page 10 is your revenues and your expenses of the county for the fiscal year. Most important would be over on page 11. So page 11 is your, what we call your governmental balance sheet. And this reflects or reports that first column is your general operating fund. So 2 numbers from the very bottom first column at September 30, your fund balance in your general operating fund was $6.8 million. And then, of course, your second column is your road and bridge fund. Then you have your law enforcement fund. And then over on the other page is your other funds with totals for all of your governmental funds. And then page 14, for those same columns, this reports your revenues and your expenditures, again, for those same columns, if you will, the general fund, road and bridge, law enforcement, etc. So your operating fund, your general fund went up $1.4 million for the fiscal year. Then on page 17, 18, this is just a simple financial statement of those funds I said earlier. Your clerk's office, JP, tax office, things of that nature are reported here on pages 17 and page 18. On page 19 is we start your standard footnote information of the audit. So this is standard information. We're not going to spend any time here, but I will call your attention over on page 25. A couple of things I want to bring to your attention is at the top of the page, this is your transfers from your general fund to the various other funds. So you see the general fund transferred $457,000 to the road and bridge, 1.7 to law enforcement, and then to your other small governmental funds, $110,000. And then directly below that is your capital asset information. This is your capital assets of the county as of September 30. And I remind the commissioners, this is reported at historical cost. These are not market values. So historical costs, you see there, your different categories. Page 26 is your debt of the county. So your limited tax bonds, as of the end of September, you owed $5.365 million. So the very bottom of the page, far right column, over time, you will pay $7.277 million principal and interest on those bonds. $27 through $33 is just pension, defined benefit pension information. And this is information provided directly to us by TCDRS. And it is required to be reported in your notes. However, it is not reflected or recorded in the financial statements as under the modified cash basis of accounting. But it's a standard information. We're not going to spend any time there. 34 reports your tax abatement information. And then towards the middle half of the page, your emergency medical services information. Pages 35, 36, 37, and 38. This is your budget information for the various funds. So on page 35, we report your budget comparison information, your original budget, final amended budget, and your actual results. Same way on 36 for the Road and Bridge Fund, 37 for law enforcement, and 38 for your debt service or interest and sinking fund. So we did not have any budget issues that we had to report as a finding in the audit for this year. So those are good, clean reports. And then we're going to skip over to page, 39 through 43, again, is more pension information required to be in the audit. We're going to flip over to page 45, which is another letterhead page. 45 is a report on internal control over financial reporting. So if we had had any type of compliance issues, such as budget issues or bidding issues or anything like that, we would report a finding. However, I'm happy to report we did not have any of those for this fiscal year. So overall, this was a good, clean audit. Things went well. The staff there, they do a great job. And any questions I might could answer.
Mark, I got a question on, you just mentioned the pension on page 39. If you could go page 39 on C where it says net pension liability asset.
Yes.
I had that same question,
Yeah.
Judge.
Yeah, if you could.
All
go-
right. So here's what happened. You're probably referring to now we've got a net pension asset.
Yes,
So the prior year we had a net pension liability. This year we go into a net pension asset, and those numbers are going to fluctuate each and every year depending on contributions, your net income in the plan that's allocated to you all, benefit payments. There's a lot of various things that can affect this. It just so happened that this year it flipped to an asset. So it's a good thing now. Now, next year it may go back the other way. We don't know. But again, this information is provided directly to us by TCDRS and their auditors that audit that pension plan. So yes, that did flip this year.
Thanks.
Yes, sir.
Other questions from Mr. Barr?
no, I did not have it.
Nothing else? Well, Mr. Barr, we appreciate all your expertise and look forward to working with you again in the upcoming years. So thanks for everything.
Yes, sir. If we can help at any time, but please be sure and reach out.
And this is a consider an act on audit report. I guess we need to make a motion of,
Accept the report, yeah.
what's that?
Yeah, so moved.
Yeah.
I'll move that.
Okay, who's doing it? Commissioner Williams. Okay, Commissioner Williams made a motion to accept the audit report from Eckert and Company. Second by Commissioner Head. Any other discussion? All those in favor of accepting the audit report from Mr. Eckert and Company, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Again, Mr. Barr, we appreciate your professionalism and good visiting with you every year.
Yes, sir. Have a good day.
Thank you. Okay, moving on. Number 6, consider act on budget amendments and related matters. Commissioners, this is from the treasurer's office, dealing with all the FEMA and line item transfers. And there's what's total of 6 pages here, or 5 pages. Lots of numbers.
So does everybody understand that? Yes, it's adding precinct 4 and precinct 1 into the FEMA money, so it drew some of those others one down, and so that precinct 4 and precinct 1 could do their FEMA work.
Okay,
Any questions? I make a motion that we approve the budget amendments that are presented by the treasurer's office.
okay. Motion been made by Commissioner Williams to approve the budget amendments. Second by Commissioner Sullivan. Any other discussion? All those in favor of approving the budget amendment, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it unanimously. Number 7, consider and act on the burn ban and related matters. So commissioners, that's always been our policy, my policy. I've contacted the 4 fire chiefs. So first off, let me set this up. We've had rain in the county. Some got more than others, Commissioner Parton, hard to believe. A couple of tenths here to 2.5 inches other parts of the county. I know there's some work that needs to be done with some of the commissioners. So I've contacted the 4 fire chiefs. 2 fire chiefs were in favor of lifting the burn ban. The other 2 were not in favor of lifting the burn ban.
So it becomes the court's.
So it becomes the court. Well, so I'll tell you what, they want my opinion. So, Fire Chief Sanders was for lifting it. Kevin Horst was for lifting it. The other 2, George Keene and Kevin Now, were concerned with if there's a fire being wet and muddy, getting the truck stuck, which is a possibility with this old dead grass on top. So those are the facts from everybody. David Shaw, did you have any comments on weather conditions? I do know we're supposed to get good rain Tuesday and Wednesday in Mills County.
Yes, sir. I think the only concern is you're gonna lift the burn ban, going forward a couple of weeks, we might have changing conditions. We're not having a bunch of the amount of rainfall conditions that we're hoping for. So I'd be cautious. It's March is a good month to burn. We just need to be cautious on the winds to drive.
We can put it back on the.
Sure, and we are getting some green stuff popping up there. I know that. Well, y'all had a fire last week out of store, didn't you? Yeah. What's that?
Yeah, they had a little help on that.
Yeah, that was not, yeah.
But we've had several where people burn places off.
I know, again, the commissioner's got projects working on, several of them that need some work done and possible some burning going on. So those are the facts. So commissioners, any comments?
I mean, I'm for lifting it, and then we can put it back on in 2 weeks, if we want to
Well-
put it back on the agenda in 2 weeks, and then put it back on if we wanted to.
I am-
We give it 2 weeks, but
I am too, and worst case, we can always, if it does get just real dry, we got fires, we can do emergency order to take it off too.
Yeah,
Myself. one
yeah,
of the
so it's
commissioners.
just whatever.
Yeah. Commissioner Parton, any comments?
We're pretty wet around Brady. I was hoping the whole county was, but, we're pretty safe that direction.
Okay.
We got there at the county barn, we had a windstorm a month ago. We hauled all that stuff to the county barn. We've hauled all the stuff from the 508 bridge to the county barn, so we're getting it's gonna be a hell of a fire when we crank it. Cause a lot of that was cedar. But, I'm still not understanding, cause Erath County still does what they call temporary burn ban. I don't know why. Good thing for Bill, they say that you cannot do a temporary burn ban. Or burn ban left, and other counties do it, so I don't know why.
St. Saba does it, some over there in the orchard.
And some counties have 2 precincts in a burn ban, the other 2 not in burn.
I'd never be for that, cause
No, I
they
wouldn't
would get into telling somebody on one side of the county
I know.
road they could burn. People on the other side, you can't.
I know, I wouldn't either.
Well, our chief in my precinct says it's okay, then it's okay for me.
Okay, Commissioner Sullivan, any comments on your end there, sir?
So, I mean, we're expecting a little bit more rain. I'm hoping we get it. So that will just help us out a little bit more, I think.
Yeah.
To just take it off for a couple of weeks. like
Yeah, and we always address it, you know.
Mr. Williams said.
Yeah, we're all on the same, on board, the same way, safety first always, but I think it'd be okay for lifting and then, always keep addressing the weather, which we have our EMC, Mr. Shaw, and our TDM representative, Ms. Hammonds here, always keeping us advised on it. So,
Just if the wind's 40 miles an hour, don't burn.
don't burn, it's not a good day to burn those sacks.
Yeah, we had that, down in Hamilton County, the wind was blowing like crazy, and some guy decided to burn his place off and burned his place, his neighbor's place, his neighbor's neighbor.
But they weren't in the burn ban.
No, they weren't burned, man, but he is doing agricultural burn anyway, so it don't matter.
All right, does anyone make a motion to,
Make a motion for a little burn down.
motion been made by Commissioner Head, lift the burn ban, second by Commissioner Sullivan, any other discussion? All those in favor of lifting the burn ban, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it unanimously. All right, burn ban be lifted. I'll sign that order and I'll contact the 4 fire chiefs after Commissioner's Court. Okay, number 8, this is consider an act on a resolution to appoint Ed Sanders from Mills County Appraisal District Board and related matters. So, a couple of weeks ago, after our last, Commissioner's Court meeting, Michael Hall approached me and said, Mr. Jed Guerin is having health issues and will not be able to attend any more appraisal district meetings. So to refresh y'all's memory, we got Jed Guerin and Brandon Greavy as the 2 Mills County representatives. So anyway, it's always difficult finding someone to take a unexpired term. I did reach out to Mr. Ed Sanders, and Ed said he would be more than happy to take the unexpired term. And I do have a letter. Let me read this letter from Jed Guerin to Mills County Judge. Due to my continuing health problems, I will no longer be able to represent Mills County on the Mills County Appraisal District Board. As always, I've really enjoyed representing Mills County and being a strong and common sense voice for the taxpayers. Yours truly, Jed Guerin. So anyway, this would be for an unexpired term that ends December 31st. And then talking to Michael Hall, we will have to come back in November, early December, to, if these 2 individuals, Brandon Greavy and Ed Sanders, will continue to appoint them for another term of 2 years, sometime in October, November, December. So any questions on what I just read or anything? Hearing none, I'll make a motion that we appoint Ed Sanders to the Mills County Appraisal District Board.
Second.
Okay, who's second? Okay, and second by Commissioner Portman. Any other discussion? All those in favor of approving Ed Sanders from Mills County Appraisal Board, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it unanimously. Get that signed. Okay, number 9, consider an act on tax SERA migration related matters. Commissioners, y'all remember 2 weeks ago, was it, or longer, we had Jason Brown come up here. So we're all having to change our webpage. There's a Texas Association of Counties has their own department handling all this. I'll read some letters. This was sent to us, I think it was in the package last time, about we need to try and make a decision by March 31st on what we're going to do. And that, when they sent this to us, it was one of those mandates we didn't have the funds for. But they did send a letter to us, and I think we brought this up at that meeting, that we did not have the funds budgeted for this budget cycle. So Tax SERA sent us a letter, says, if we want to go ahead and get this migration going, we will not be billed until October or later in the 4th quarter for the partial or entire migration fee. So refresh everybody's memory, there's one-time migration fee, changing everything over, of $8,950. And then to have them service our agreement every year is $9,550. So the total will be $18,500. And what this website, Mr. Malone, as you know, it covers everything the county does. It's also set up for handicap assistance, anything people need. So that is what I'm bringing to the court, gentlemen.
And is the treasurer okay with us doing this and postponing this payment till then, or?
I hadn't visited.
I asked her, I asked her in an email and didn't get a response, so I didn't know. She
I hadn't
responded
heard.
to you, so.
Yes. Have not heard, but again, we would not have to pay for this, and I do recommend we get going on this as soon as possible, because there's gonna be a big backlog. So
Yeah.
they're wanting to try to get started late March or sometime.
It's just awful. It's going up.
Yes, it's going up, yeah.
Huge.
And I asked that question, Commissioner Williams, we may have asked it out here, I think he responded, they've said they've been undercharging us for a long time. Now there's other companies out there that do this, and I've checked some other counties, and they're actually even higher than what.
Yeah, the one that Comanche signed, 22,000.
Yeah, so I've checked some other county, other people doing this, and it's much higher than what TAC is, and TAC, as y'all know, has given us great service through the years. So, any other questions, commissioners? Hearing none, I'll make a motion that we approve the tax Sierra migration agreement for Mills County.
I'll second.
Okay, motion's been made by me, second by Commissioner Williams. Any other discussion? All those in favor of approving the tax Sierra migration and related matters, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it unanimously. Number 10, Sheriff Jones, I'll call you come up, sir. Number 10, consider an act on accepting the 2025 racial profiling report as required by the Texas Occupations Code 1701.164 and related matters. Sheriff, good morning, sir.
How are you, Judge?
Well,
Commissioner, appreciate you having me this morning.
a beautiful day in Mills County. Go ahead.
So that racial profiling report, first thing I need to say is that thing is a lot of work, The number of man hours that's involved in that thing is probably 20. When you think about that, that's probably a very low estimate, but that thing is a lot of work. In 2025, that was 1,302 stops.
How many 1,302 stops in 25?
In 2025.
Wow.
Now, I know that doesn't mean anything to you. When you start spitting out numbers like that and say in 2025, we stopped 1,302 vehicles, what I need to do is give you a little bit of a relation in that. In 2024, we stopped 791. So 2025, we increased that substantially, and that racial profiling report that only goes with citations issued, right? So, or actually citations and warnings, so we increased that by 500. 2023 was only 554, so in 2 years, we doubled it.
And for each one report, I'm sure, like you said, it's a lot of man hours encoding all the info.
So we've done some things to see if we can mitigate that report being so much trouble for us next year, and we'll see if that pans out. I'll not say what that is until we find out whether it's going to work or not, but there was a lot of man hours involved in just getting that report done. But it's one of those things that we have to do, we do it. And that's completed. Every year we work very hard to get that report completed. So just so you know that that's not something we punch a button on the computer and it spits it out and says, here's what the number is. All of that has to be looked at and make sure that it matches other reports as well. So a lot of work involved in that.
Okay. Commissioners, questions?
Make a motion, we accept the racial programming profiling report for 2025 as presented.
Okay, motion's been made by Commissioner Williams. I'll second that. Any other discussion, commissioners? Hearing none, all those in favor of approving the 2025 racial profiling report as presented, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it unanimously. Sheriff, thank you. I know you got a good staff that works on all that stuff for you. So thanks to all your
Yes,
staff
sir.
for all the hard work. And number 11, moving on. Sheriff, I'll let your introduction, new deputy, Mr. Troy Webb.
Standing Judge, thank you. Come on up, Lord.
Mr. Troy Webb, good morning, sir.
Come on, sir.
Welcome.
This gives me an opportunity here in front of the Commissioner's Court to brag a little bit, because we're always very excited when we have successful programs. Troy is the latest of that successful program, and that's where we hire somebody and then put them through that training. And you know, our reputation has been to hire someone from our local community, and Troy is one of those individuals. So Troy has just completed his 6 months of training. And then I have to brag a little bit more, because we're represented in Belton at that training academy. We've had several go through there, and each one of them you have seen. Those in the past have done very well. So Troy had big shoes to fill, and he did that very well. Troy finished in the top 5 in that state testings that takes place up there. We're talking about their ability and their grade point average and how well they do in that state test. When we think of that state test, that's a circumstance where you go in there and now take a test over 6 months of training. It's quite an undertaking, and Troy can tell you how hard he worked on all of that and the amount of time that he devoted to that. Like I said, Troy was in the top 5 up there. So Mills County has been represented very well down there in Central Texas College and their police ed program. Troy did an excellent job there. So we're very proud of him. Not only very proud of how well he did at his training academy, we're very proud to have him. Now, what he doesn't know yet is how hard he's going to have to work. Anyway, Commissioner, I present you Troy Webb into the community, so we're very proud to have Troy here with us. Troy, any words for the commissioners?
Yeah, long speech, Mr. Webb.
Yes.
30 minutes, you know.
I'm not very good. Just appreciate the opportunity. to Get started.
And Deputy Webb, where are you from originally? What's your
I
background?
graduated at the Star.
Okay, good. You can't beat that. Good old
So
story.
Troy is a Mills County resident, so and one of the great examples, and we, like I said, try to hire from the community so that when he does get out there and go to work, everybody knows who he is. And when Troy walked into Commissioner's Court this morning, he wasn't introducing himself around in court. Because those folks that are here already knew him, and they're glad to see that he's where he's at. I've had lots of compliments in the community about having Troy on as a deputy. They already know him, they've watched him go through the class, they've talked to him about how's that going, and he gives reports, so we're especially proud to have him with us.
Well, Deputy Webb, we're glad to have you on there too. Good luck to you, okay?
So if
Good luck.
y'all don't mind if I take just 2 minutes.
Yes, sir.
Send this to.
Really glad to have you. Let's come up front, Sheriff.
Let's stand up.
Go here, okay? Sure.
Again, it gives us at the sheriff department a little bit of an opportunity to tell the community what's going on with their sheriff's office.
I need spiritual legs anyway.
Yep. But get up here with us, and I'll take a picture, but all right. Do this, like, what else are you? Okay. I'm the thing right behind you.
You don't see, all the places back there.
Thank you, gentlemen. I appreciate it. Thank you, Troy.
Thank you.
Judge, if you don't mind, if I can take just a few more moments of the court time.
Yes, sir, Sheriff. You can stay as long as you want to, talk as long as you want to.
If you don't know what's going on at the sheriff's office, and like I said a while ago, we see how much we've increased the amount of traffic that we're stopping, that the deputies are stopping. When you talk about 500 a year, that's an exponential number. But to go along with that, one of the things that I hope to get in the habit of with the court is telling you what goes on each month as what the sheriff's office deals with each month out there. So when we think of total calls for service, that's 274 total calls for service in February. That's a pretty large number. The communications folks are entering calls in up there. So as those metropolitan areas around us increase in size, we're also seeing,
Sure.
and I know that y'all see the traffic that comes through here on the weekends. I mean, think about when we see that number of vehicles, and I'll say every rain event, which is not often, unfortunately, but every rain event, every time that happens, the next thing that starts happening is people have a hard time driving in inclement weather. And then now the sheriff's office has to deal with that. And when you think about one deputy on at a time, then it gets a little bit complex.
But it's only logical, y'all's volume's going up with all the traffic increasing, and it has.
As our state grows,
No, it's-
so does the responsibility of the sheriff's office, Judge, and that's exactly what we're trying to get across there. We say 274 calls, and certainly not all of them are calls for service that is answered by the sheriff's office, but the majority of them are. And 192 of those, the sheriff's office itself answered a call in reference to that, whatever that happened to be, right? So we do a lot of good work. Total arrests for the month was 19. That's almost every day.
Mhm.
if we make an arrest. And when you think about that, you look back in January, it was 22 in January, so that number doesn't fluctuate a lot. Picking up an individual a day. Total new cases in February was 10 new cases. That's a case that involved an investigation of some sort or another. So when we say a case like that, that involves man hours dedicated to looking into whatever this offense might have been. Whether it was someone carrying drugs that come through here, or whether it was theft, or whether it was, what was our latest? This big arson case, right? So that's 10 new cases that we took on at the sheriff's office. When you think about that, the total number of cases that are open and being investigated right now, 26. 26 open cases that an investigator or a deputy is looking into. That is a substantial amount. Now, the latest case, and you are aware of that arson case, I looked at that file the other day. And when you think about the number of man hours associated with that, it will be hundreds by the time we get the case prepared. So just to give you an idea what goes on up there.
You're doing a great job, Sheriff. Like I said, a good
You
professional
can
team.
see there, Judge, some of the housing, San Saba, 3,800 this month, Hamilton County, 7,800, 2,100. So they did a job as well in our out of county housing.
And on that note, I'll also bring the commissioner's attention, the sheriff and I, along with Judge Foley, are getting together, was it Wednesday or Thursday? I can't remember, sometime this week for a little luncheon at San Saba to get an update on their dispatching and how everything's going over there, to report back to the commissioner. They've had some construction delays.
I think they're having some of the same headaches that we went through when that comes.
Yes. Sheriff, thank you.
One question.
Yes, sir.
One question. Judge, may I ask him a question?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
So just to make sure my mind's correct, so with your correlation of these cases and this amount going up, that also affects the JP's office, correct? And that's why hers are keep climbing too. Okay. Just
It
making sure.
directly
Yeah.
affects her, absolutely. She's got 500 more cases to deal with.
Yes,
She did right
yeah.
now.
A lot
Yeah.
more, both.
Now, what I have to say in all of that is, gentlemen, I just introduced one of our newest guys. That means that we're too short. We've increased that 500 being too short. That's not going to slow down. Our mission out there is to do far more than what we've done in the past. So when we think of the correlation with the JP's office, that's only going to increase. With the county attorney's office, that's only going to increase. With the district attorney's office, that's only going to increase.
Okay, thank you for that report.
Sheriff, thank you for the professional work you and your staff do. Number 12, consider act on estimates to repair water leaks mortar on South Wall Courthouse and related matters. So commissioners, remember last fall sometime we had Calvary Construction had a bid around $90,000 or so. And we decided that time was a little high, and what I got back and facilities manager Burns was to see if we can get some more quotes or bids on this thing. So for 5 months or so, we've reached out to different people. We probably had, I don't know, 2 or 3 other people that came by to look at the south side wall of the courthouse. And those 2 or 3 people said they didn't want to get a quote, that there's too much work for them to do. So in y'all's packages, we finally got quotes from Calvary Construction and Prominence Painting. Now, Prominence has done work for us. That's Victor Sanchez, along with Calvary. And I will say both these companies are very professional, have done excellent work for the county. Now, we got 2 estimates, 2 quotes, one for 93,000, one for 88,000. I believe that's, 93,000, 88,000. Going through the Calvary Construction, they got a few more bells and whistles about what they're gonna do as far as going up to the roof, doing some things on the copper, the flashing and stuff. And also their process is gonna be taking the mortar out where those seams are and joints are open and match it and stick it back in. I believe the Prominence Painting was gonna do a little different process, correct, Mr. Burns? Yes. And, anyway, there's pictures included. We postponed this again, trying to get more quotes, and we can't find any other companies outside these 2 people to give us a quote. And I feel like we really need to address this as soon as possible because there's pictures included, and you're welcome to go look around the courthouse. Maybe you can see those pictures, okay, the black and white, it's a little hard to look at. My office, the district courtroom's office, guy, where else? Was the clerk's office some, or? Why don't you come up here, guy?
Quilting room,
Yeah, we'll-
district room, district court,
Yeah.
door district, and DMV.
Yeah, DMV, and again, it's a lot of money. Now, we did budget the money. We do have the money there. And Guy has spent a lot of time working with all these individuals. I met with some too. Guy, is there anything I left out that, needs to be brought to the commissioner's court?
No, good, I think you covered it pretty well.
So again, the Cavalry's $5,000 more, but it seemed like they had a little bit more bells and whistles, where they're also gonna come in and fix the interior work on, our damage we have, correct, Guy?
Yes, sir. The proposals pretty well speak for themselves on what work will be done. Both companies have reached out to me several times. They even stopped by and come up and talk to me and revisited the work that needs to be done. And it's like the judge said, Cavalry has a team that's more experienced in doing this work. As to where Prominence Painting and Remodeling, they haven't done a project like this yet. Not saying they can't do it, because they're very skilled. And after talking to Victor Sanchez, he wanted to do a test first, do a patch like over the wall of the judge's office, and then do a water test on it with water hose and see if it's going to work. So that was his.
Did they, during their investigation of this, did they find out where the water is actually coming in, or did they ever discover that?
So according to their team, water is not coming in through the windows. It's coming in through the mortar. There's also where the copper flashing is attached over by the district courtroom, especially. That's why that one wall is bad. And their opinion is it's coming in through the mortar where the mortar's broken.
And regarding if we approve any one of these, I know Calvary said they could start in the next 2 weeks or so, correct? Guy, is that right?
Yeah, that's correct. 23rd is when they can start.
So was this,
2 weeks.
did we post this, Judge?
Posted for bids.
Yeah. Well, county
There was-
attorney might have helped me on this, but I think, I mean, it's over. Calvary's is over 100,000.
Well,
there's
93,000.
They've got tax on here.
Well, they got.
It says if applicable.
I got the policy right here. Purchases under the amount, excuse me. 15,000 to 99,999 requires 3 informal quotes. I've reached out, I've had 3 other people besides this, and they looked at it and said, no, it's too big a job. So these are the only 2 companies that the only other thing I can do is I can still reach out to Texas Historic Commission.
But you didn't post any type of, you just called these directly. So there was no
Yes.
posting.
Yeah, we didn't post anything. But now in Calvary with the bid process. through the state,
Prominence Painting is
Prominence.
tips. They're the tips. I don't know if, and I did not, as a matter of fact, I can make a phone call real quick to find out if they're tip certified. If their tips approved, then we don't have to put this in.
I thought there were, but I didn't check on that specifically. Guy, you might reach out real quick.
Yeah, let me do that.
For the tips approved. We won't do this by the book.
Well, that was just my only thing. It's so close with Calvary, and that's the one I like. I'm
Yeah.
leaning toward, but it is so close to 100,000 that if they get in there and find something else wrong and it goes over that mark,
Yeah.
that 100,000, and we didn't even put it out for bid. I mean, we would be so close. It'd be good to put it out for bid, but if they're on this program, we wouldn't have to worry
Yeah.
about it.
and again, we've done our diligence trying to get some other companies, and there's, like I said, we've had 2 or 3 I know. And they just said, we can't do it, it's too big a job for us. The answering guy,
I still wish we knew, if we could knew where the water was actually coming in. That's my only, I mean, they're guessing is what it sounds like.
Hey, Mike, this is when you chase the water, you usually always gotta get it.
I don't know. I mean, it's been leaking a long time, so I don't,
yes, okay,
All right,
thank you.
thanks, sir.
So they are tips approved.
Yes, and he said if they need to run this through tips, he can. No
Okay.
problem.
All right, so they are tips approved. So again, and I'm not a construction expert like some of the other people are, but it seemed like to me there's more things that Calvary's gonna do. And of course, they did all the basement repairs down there, a lot of that. They did really good work. And they specialize in courthouses. And again, not taking them away from Providence, they've been good too, but it seemed like Calvary had more bells and whistles that they're gonna agree to do, right? Mr. Burns?
Calvary has more experience in this, and I like both companies. They both done good work. They're both held up on any having to come back for any work done for warranty. They're really good.
Yeah, they have been good coming back, haven't they? Brady?
Yes, sir.
They've had them.
That's really about all the information I can give the court.
Okay,
But this is only the south
the
side.
south side.
Yeah,
100,000 for the
the
south.
south side's the only one that has the problem. There are no leaks anywhere else in the building as far as the windows, walls, things like that. I haven't found it. It's all on the south side.
But there's mortar missing on all sides.
I'm gonna assume, yes.
Yeah, I mean, you can definitely tell on the east side there's mortar missing, but it's weird that it's just leaking on this side. That's why I'm scared that you would think if it was 90% of our rain comes on that north side of the courthouse,
Yeah,
but.
we're getting it's all this south wall here, all these offsets, we're getting water damage. And it's getting worse and worse every.
I'm gonna reach out on a limb and say a lot of it's due, this is where the sun, the exposure gets from the sun, so that's having an effect.
Baking that side.
Yeah.
Could be, could be, could
Yeah.
be, could be. That's probably a good point.
Commissioners, any other comments or questions or?
Well, I like the idea of taking the mortar out and redoing it to the caulking deal.
Yeah,
I do too.
seemed like a little better deal.
So they take the mortar out, they crush it up and then sand, mix it in with that product, and put it back in.
And it's gonna match what's on the building.
Yes, sir.
And are they gonna close this entrance? Will this entrance be closed when they do that, or do you know?
I'm gonna say yes.
Probably so, all the equipment, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Don't want nothing falling on you.
Right. Commissioner, any other questions?
You have the money to pay for it.
Yeah, we got the funds to pay for it. We budgeted this. I think that we need to go ahead and tackle this. It is a lot of money, but I don't know who else to check with or any of the people try to get a quote from. And I think we need to address this.
I'm pretty sure that if I contact Texas Historic Commission and go with one of those bigger companies that's nationwide, it's gonna be quite a bit more, probably, quite a bit.
And also, of course, Mr. Burns' guy will be doing a permit if this is approved and everything with the Texas Historical Commission. So, any other questions, commissioners? Here and then I'll make a motion, we approve the Calvary bid for the, how to say, to repair water leaks / mortar on the south wall of the courthouse. Did you get all that, Joy? I made a motion to approve Calvary Construction for their quote, to repair water leaks / mortar on the south wall of the courthouse.
And that is to repair the inside of the walls.
And
Yes, they're gonna do the inside of the walls.
So, let me be clear on that. They are going to take care of the court, district courtroom, because they're gonna have to build scaffold ladders or something to get up there in the high stuff. A lot of these others, like right over here, if it's just a little bit of paint, I'll touch up the paint. I just didn't want to do it while water's still coming in. There are a couple of places where the interior is actually corroding, crumbling, and they'll have to look at that, but there's only, it's minimal.
Like I said, the district court is gonna take scaffolding, and it's
Yeah,
gonna do a
it's
pretty
got-
good job.
I can't get up there.
Okay. Any other questions for me or Mr. Burns? So I made a motion, and I think Commissioner Sullivan seconded. Any other questions, comments, discussion? All those in favor of approving Calvary for the construction job, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Mr. Burns, thank you. Done a good job there. Number 13, consider an act on declaring used cutting edges 46 as salvage property to be recycled, proceeds to be returned to precinct 4, line item 14-300-600. Commissioner Williams, go ahead, sir.
Yeah, so they ran in the newspaper, had a couple people come look at them and they were like, well, they're not straight, so. Oh, like, yeah, that's why we're getting rid of them. They're only straight on one side, so, anyway, so done that due diligence. Anything else, Robert?
No, I do have something to say if I can find payables. I think y'all know what I'm gonna say.
Don't look to me, dog, Cocker or county attorney.
It's costing more to put this stuff in the paper
It is,
than what it's gonna bring.
yeah, it's 145.
There ain't any way around that.
Well, they give you two options,
It's
and,
declaring this
yeah,
scrap.
I don't remember, some of those statutes, Bill, say in the newspaper. They actually say the word in the newspaper. Some of them don't, so.
It's posted on website, be good, be good.
I'll go back and look at it and try to find the.
You know, there might be,
My tin horn, I think it was $240, I ain't getting that.
you know,
There's
there's,
a here about my way too.
and I'm not the expert by any means, Bill, but you know, some of these rural counties don't even have a local newspaper anymore. They just have their county website, and I would think just put on the website might be sufficient.
Yeah.
Well, because it's posting, we also post a lot of the process and legal matter out on this board in front of the courthouse too, so that might be an option as well.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's considered a posting, so.
Yes, so a lot of places consider posting in two places, so the website and that outside is one. But some of those statutes actually say in a newspaper. That was discussed, that Jim Allison made that discussion. We gotta change some of those.
Yeah, I don't know.
And we got, of course, those laws were done before the computers probably were in base, but Dale, you're correct. If you look at our
Find that.
budget, analysis, that line item is it's in the red. And so,
But it's crazy how we used to not have to put it on nothing, just come up for the court and say we're gonna scrap it and go on. And then all of a sudden we have to.
well,
You can't just declare it for scrap anymore.
Well, I mean, you scrap would be trash and
Trash.
trash, I don't know, so that. But I mean, you
yeah,
know,
so,
used to,
The salvage.
you just go up there and declare it and then haul it, right, Jason? And
on
then
scrap,
yeah.
yeah.
Or salvage.
Salvage, you didn't, you have to. But right now, we're, public notices, we budgeted 1,200. We have spent 1,890, so we're $690 in the red on that, and we're not even 6 months in. And then the sheriff's department has their own public notice line item, so you go back to that public notice and we're spending a lot of money on public notices.
Hey, Bill, if you can check in that, sir, give us your expertise opinion.
You may have to look at different statutes. Yeah, but that'd be nice, but again, we don't have to do, there's a lot of stuff that we do, we don't have to do anymore, so. Like YouTube.
Okay. Any other discussion on that item? Consider an act?
I make a motion that we approve declaring the cutting edges as salvage property to be recycled.
Motion's been made by Commissioner Williams, second by Commissioner Head. Any other discussion? All those in favor of approving the used cutting edges as salvage property to be recycled, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Moving on, number 14, consider act on bids, notice for precinct 4 FEMA low water crossing and related matters. Commissioner Williams, go ahead, sir.
So we did this last year. We ran out of time, did not get it done. So based on, my understanding, which is confusing at times, we're gonna make this and we did it under my FEMA line items. This falls under one category for the 2 low water crossings. Okay, we did one last year, but we didn't get the second one done. So to receive funds for all of that, I've got to get this project finished. And what we approved of earlier was making sure that funds were in the FEMA line item that we approved the budget amendment. And so now this is going out and asking, and you can see the date of April on that. Hopefully Dale's Bridge will be finished by April because we can't start this until that bridge is open. The other side of this bid process too is that if we get lots of rain and that creek starts flowing, it's gonna push it back where we can't, because it may take it a month to quit flowing through there. So again, if depending on what the weather does, it may push this out to next budget cycle again. But I wanted to go ahead and start the process so that the bid was already done. So
Okay. Commissioner Portland, that bridge gonna be done by then?
Time, it should be. All they like out there is cleaning up, putting their top base over the bridge and putting their 100-foot guardrails out, but,
they pulled off Monday saying, last Monday, because the weather was coming in.
But they want to see if it washes away before they get all this stuff done.
Yeah.
do what?
They may want to see if it's gonna wash away before they get all this stuff done.
It shouldn't wash away because it is bigger than the last one, but it's exactly the same configuration as the last one too. The only deal is, I can't understand why you would build a concrete bridge and then put 8 inches of base over it, but that's what they're doing.
But this bid notice to go out is exactly as the same as the last one. No difference except for the dates
Okay.
that we approved last year, Judge.
All right. Any other questions, commissioners? I'll make a motion. We approve the bid notice for precinct 4 FEMA low water crossing. Motion made by me, second by Commissioner Sullivan. In the discussion, all those in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed?
Thank
Aye.
you, gentlemen. Thank you.
The ayes have it unanimously. Aye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just a little like,
That's fast.
he's going too
I
fast.
was going too fast again.
You gotta put it where you get it.
Well, my damn phone was ringing and I got distracted, sorry. And it wasn't important. So that motion approved unanimously. Number 15, commissioners request reports. Go ahead. Commissioner Sullivan.
We finished a little project on County Road 315. We moved over to 423. And we've been filling huge potholes. I don't call them potholes. I call them crevices in the road. But 424, we covered up a bunch of potholes that were across the road and everything. But as soon as we get finished the project on 423, we're moving to 424 and trying to get some more stuff done on that. So, and I hope that we keep getting rain because we can still move a lot of material and pack it in instead of using water, purchasing water from the city, which we do anyway, but that's what we're working on right now.
All right, Commissioner Head?
Well, we worked on, County Road 222, built up an intersection, built up some ditches and topped some of it. And, on the intersection, we increased the 10 horn and, 10 horn, everybody kept running over both ends, so we actually backed it up and made it longer. So maybe people can make the turn on the intersection. I did have a meeting with Summer with FEMA. She talked about maybe, going out for bids for contract haulers.
I'll address that here in just a
And
second.
Jason talked about that, so. I will say, as of Friday, I'm down one road hand, so, Brad quit me, so. And I would like to, after looking at our, going through this deal, our audit, I'd like to say thank you to Summer, because I mean, that's
We got a lot of work.
a lot of work, and she had it worked out. Other than that, I don't know.
Okay,
Let's go keep working.
all right, Commissioner Portman?
We just talked about the bridge on 508, hopefully it's getting closer, nearly finished. Have met with an engineer. He sent me some preliminary stuff on, two different ways. One will be engineering accepted, the other one will not be. County Road 189, the boxcar. Should have that this week, get it on next agenda, so maybe we can get rolling on that project. Yeah, I hate to have too many road closings at a time, but we may have, we did, we had a bad washout. That was a 406 mitigation, David sat back here. 406 mitigation area, at the end of 549, the road was completely out. The engineers had looked at it. FEMA did not approve it. We took this past week, we went ahead and worked on it to get it up where we think it'll stay for the next rains that are coming eventually. Have to talk to David about this other deal, whether to hold on to the paperwork or whatever. And so anyway, we got it accomplished and hauled a couple of roads, or got Scott and them to haul a couple of roads, got them worked in. And, so basically we're got enough moisture, we're gonna go back to blading, trying to get the rest of the precinct bladed so that we can work on some of this other stuff.
Yeah.
So that's all I got.
Commissioner Williams, go ahead, sir.
Doing right away work on 527, just some small trees that had blown over in a little bit of the wind, but nothing major there. Robert did reach out to me last week after his meeting with, the county treasurer and, over FEMA, and the project that he's going to look at doing, and the project that probably, Dale will be doing, Judge will, is going to, trigger maybe some, putting us in the hauling transport of material when we hire somebody.
Okay.
So it is a recommendation that we go out for bids for that,
Okay.
like we did for the fuel, like we've done for the, what was
Road
the
materials.
road materials.
Okay.
So I have created the bid.
Okay.
Summer, I created it, sent it to Summer. She did her corrections and made her stuff. I'm going to redo that. I'm gonna send it to a county attorney, and he'll prove it. And then, or he'll give his expert opinions, and then I'll bring it, and I've got it already on the agenda for the 23rd. Is that the next one? 23rd. And so we'll get a copy to each one of y'all, and then we can make changes that way instead of having and then we'll put it out. Do we expect bids? I don't know.
Yeah.
But we'll be covered just like the fuel and the
Sure.
material.
Good
And
deal.
I think that's what Robert, and that the way you understand,
Yeah.
summer over the FEMA type issues. That way it'll cover us. We may not get over that 100,000 mark, but we really possibly could.
Well,
So,
that, of course, when we did the bid process thing, you know, we have to, for the smaller stuff, we have to do kind of a local bid anyway.
Right, but here's the thing, it won't be, I mean, I don't know if Craig's gonna do hiring any hauling, but I'm gonna I was looking at doing some and then both of y'all were, so it could personally get us up over that amount, so. I know that we've already used some hired help to haul, so this is kind of a little late, so this will probably Judge, this will probably be back on the agenda in November
Sure.
and December, kind of like what you were talking about earlier, so.
Sure.
It's just kind of a
Okay.
inner thing, so y'all be looking for that, once Bill gets it read or whatever and gets this up, we'll put it and get it out to you commissioners, if y'all want to make any changes, then we'll vote on it. And post it if it's approved on the 23rd for that public posting notice, you know, and we'll run, I think it has to run for 2 weeks, so. And then we'll have to open it in your office if
Okay.
there's any judge and stuff like
Sure.
that, so whatever you want to do there.
Don't that need to say an hourly rate?
It's got the choice right now, I've got it an hourly or, what is it? Or a loaded rate.
Not, there, that's not gonna happen.
A loaded rate or an hourly rate. Well, Brown County does it both directions. I kind of followed theirs and then they put it on there and it just depends on what they write down on that. And then you get to make the decision as a county of how they turned it in. It's either an hour rate or a load rate.
Well, good job on that, Commissioner Williams.
Man, it's not much to it right now. It's kind of, I didn't reinvent the wheel, Judge. I
Yeah.
kind of borrowed from Peter and Paul on that,
Yeah.
so
Okay.
anyway, that's it, Judge.
Anything else? Okay. Number 16, County Judge's Report. We got a new AC heating cooling system on the top. So we'll have a big bill next month, Commissioners, when it comes in, Hard Texas Mechanical. And that unit was, don't hold me to it, I want to say 12 or 14 years old. So got that replaced, but we will have a $12,000 or so bill just on that. I mentioned earlier, we got meetings Wednesday, myself and Commissioner Parton and County Attorney Malone will be going to Brownwood meet with TxDOT. And that's all I've got. So number 17 is adjournment. Anybody ready for adjourn? I'm making a motion to adjourn. Second by Commissioner Head. Meeting adjourned. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Meeting adjourned. Everybody have a good day. And